Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's live class with me, your host, Alexis, also known as Miss Trenchcoat all across the internet. If you are new to me and my work, let me just say a very quick welcome. Thank you for coming here today. I am Alexis, as I just mentioned over here, and I'm an online entrepreneur who helps overwhelmed women manage their time, energy, and expectations so they can get all their big thoughts, plans, dreams, and ideas out of their head and onto paper so they can get down to business creating their dream life. So if that is something that you're interested in, my dear, my beautiful darlings, so many of you are here today, and I'm so excited to have this class with you guys and this opportunity to, talk and interact and teach with you live because I love doing this stuff, then you're in the right place. So I can hear, because I have my headphones on, that it looks like everything is coming in loud and clear, which is awesome. There are so many of you guys here. Welcome, 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 welcome. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you're excited to be here. And the first thing I think that I'm going to do really quickly, because it's been a minute since we've had one of these live classes. Give me a sec. I'm actually going to where's my headphone case? I do think I want to take my headphones off. Sorry. I don't love having my earbuds in for class. So I'm going to take them out just because I know they look a little silly. I'm going to put these away and we'll take my intro down. Okay, great. Awesome. And it doesn't bother you guys, right? I have my coffee here and I have a water over here. Please make sure that you have a beverage or two, for today's class, because we're most likely going to go on for a while. If you guys know me and how long I can talk for, make sure you have something to drink. I've got my ice water. I've got a nice double espresso in my Starbucks. I pulled out my Starbucks. I hope you can see that. It's white, so you can't see. It's like the sweater weather mug from a few years ago. And I've got a double espresso in there. And I've got my black aluminum straw. So hopefully that's not annoying for you guys that that's there. I think it's pretty much out of the way. So first thing I want to do is say hello and talk to you guys, and then we'll jump into our meditation before we get started with class. If you guys are familiar, I like to do a little meditation. And then we'll get into teaching. So I want to go back to the beginning. Welcome, Melanie Gray. You were the first one in the comments. You win. What you win, I don't know, but you win all of our applause. Congratulations. Thank you so much for being here. We've got Maggie from Wabash, Indiana. Great to see you. We have Lorraine watching from San Francisco. Welcome to my West Coasters. Sarah is watching from the UK. Welcome, my international viewers. We also have Nikki Minxie Witch, has been in my community for a very long time. Welcome, girl, from the UK in Bristol. We have Catherine Caiston from Dallas, Texas. She is one of my empire builders. Welcome to you, Catherine. We have Andrea in Wisconsin. Rebecca in Ontario, Canada. We have Esra in Jordan. Welcome. So we have some Middle East here too. We've got a great, beautiful international audience, which I absolutely love about our community we have here. So we also have Samui from Jamaica. I hope I pronounced that right. Welcome. And Amelia from the Dominican Republic. Welcome. Hello, Lucky Girl. Hello, Teresa. Hello to Clarice from Columbia, Maryland, about my neck of the woods. If you guys don't know, I live in the suburbs of Philadelphia, so pretty close to Maryland. Amanda from H-Town. What is H-Town? I don't know what that is, but welcome. Hello. Let's see. We've got Lucky Girls from Iran. Welcome. We have Audrey from Detroit. Welcome to Merida in Yucatan in Mexico. Stacy from Chicago. Teresa is in New York City. Welcome, girl. I know your familiar face as well. Hello, Lenny from Italy. Hopefully that's your name. I'm just going by your username there. Edie, welcome. How are you? Edie is in Maryland. I know her. Oh, Lenny is cooking dinner while watching. I know, because it's the afternoon in the US on the East Coast. It's more like the morning, early morning, not early morning, but like early afternoon in the West Coast and in Europe. I know it's evening for you guys. Hello, Bivette from Austria. Welcome. Nicole from Knoxville. Kelly, my girl from, I'm not sure where Kelly is actually from right now. I think she's from UK. Welcome. We have Gretchen from Kentucky. We've got Nikki from New Jersey. Welcome, Gabrielle. Hello, Rachel Leon, another one from PA. Welcome, girl. How are you? Rosie Law from UK. Nervous is your first one. Do not be nervous, Rosie. You're not the one on camera. I am. So you just have to sit back, relax. Hopefully you have a notebook and a pen to take notes for, what we're going to learn today and what we're going to talk about today. But there's nothing to be nervous about, lady. We are going to have a great time today. Just a little girls group talking about some things going on in the world and helping bring ourselves up and pull ourselves up together, and rising tide lifts all boats, all those sorts of motivational quotes. That's what we're going to be doing today, talking about productivity, planning, all things. Greetings, Samar from the Philly suburbs as well. Chris Lloyd in Wales, Simply Kendara, Katrina from Memphis, Tiger Lily in Silicon Valley, Ada, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, in Mexico, Gretchen, welcome. We've got Jen, perhaps, in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, welcome. Betty, welcome. Miss Mona, welcome. Betty is in San Diego, welcome. Christy Davis from Houston. Oh, that's H-Town. Okay, so Houston is H-Town. Now I know. Learn things every day. So you guys, this isn't just a learning opportunity for you. It's also a learning opportunity for me. Elise from Phoenix, welcome. Amy, Favi, welcome. Another one of my business accelerators. Mariana from Connecticut. Amy from California. And Patty from North Carolina. Oh, wait, no more pop in. Nope, we're good. Yep, nothing to be nervous about, says Closet Delights. We are all friends and family here. So I hope, welcome to all of you. And if I missed you, I'm so sorry. But I think we can jump in now to do our meditations. The first thing we like to do. If you're new, this is something that we do together in order to kind of shift our energy, right? Because I like to come in big and I come in loud because I'm like Italian and I talk with my hands and all those wonderful things. And now let's shift a little bit to a little bit more of a calm, more relaxed, and I like to stretch out. Okay, so this is what I say about our meditations. We will sit wherever we are. Sit. If you're sitting at a desk with me, like me, awesome. If you're sitting at a couch, in a bed, whatever, you are good to go. Just make sure you're sitting up. And I like to sit up, hold your shoulders back, right? And kind of open your chest a little bit. Kind of push your shoulders down, right? Get really relaxed. We are going to sit with our palms face up, always face up when you're meditating. There's a reason for that. It actually has been proven that it helps you, I don't know, it does something in your body, like it must release stress or something to have your hands up like this, but it is proven. So this is why we do it in meditation, and that's why we do it as well. So palms upward, and we are going to start a very simple breathing exercise. We're going to do the breathing exercise together for 3 rounds, and then I have written a special mantra affirmation for us to use and to focus on for today's class. So we are going to first go ahead with this breathing exercise. We're going to start by breathing in through the nose, deeply but gently, right? So we're not going to breathe in heavily. We're going to breathe in gently through the nose. At the end of that inhale, when you have got to the top of that inhale, we're going to hold our breath for 3 seconds, and then we're going to release out of our mouth, just nice and naturally. And if you make a sigh, you're doing it right? We want to make a nice big sigh, and that's what we're going to get a big shift from. So we'll go ahead and start this together, and we'll breathe in through the nose. Hold it at the top for 1, 2, 3. Release from the mouth with a sigh. Great. And you should probably feel a little bit of a shift already from that. Okay. We're going to do it a couple more times. In through the nose. Hold. 2, 3. Release. And one more time together. In through the nose. 1, 2, 3. Release. Okay, so we are feeling a little bit of a shift. Hopefully you're feeling a little tingly. If you're not someone who's familiar with doing that sort of rounded breathing, it's definitely something I recommend to use as a tool to help you shift your energy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on screen our affirmation for the next 3 rounds. So what we're going to do is breathe in again. We're going to hold, exhale, and at the end of the exhale, we are going to recite this affirmation here, which says, I am safe, I am protected, I am loved. Okay, and we're going to do that 3 times together. Feel free to say it out loud if you're comfortable with doing that. So we're going to breathe in through the nose, hold at the top, 2, 3, release. I am safe, I am protected. I am loved. Okay, we'll breathe in again through our nose. Hold it at the top. And release. I am safe. I am protected. I am loved. One more time together. In through the nose. Hold. 2, 3. I am safe. I am protected. I am loved. Okay, so you guys, I want you to write this mantra down. I'm actually going to bring it back up, I think, in the slides that we're going to be doing in a second, in part of our lecture. But keep this written down. I know I always like to share mantras and affirmations with you guys, and this is a good one, I think, particularly for the topic that we're talking about today. Is 2020 over yet? We'll get into it, but you guys know, if you've been seeing any of my marketing and things like that, what I've been sharing about the class is we are talking about this year being a hard year and how it's put a lot of us into a totally different energy, a totally different, either a state of limbo and a state of intermission is what I'm calling it, or it's been overwhelming us with all of the new things going on in our lives because of our world situation with the pandemic. And so a lot of us, I'm sure, myself included, have had a hard time moving forward with our goals and with our desires and with the outcomes that we want to achieve for our life. So that is what we're talking about today. So I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to jump into the slide. So I'm just really quickly going to close out of some things on my screen that I don't need. And so I'm actually not going to be able to see your comments. I will go ahead and actually, because I do have the class here on my phone, I'll go ahead and open it back up so I can see your comments. But good. There's so many of you guys on. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It just helps YouTube to spread it out to more people so we get more people live, have a better experience. Bada bing, bada boom. So I can see your comments now, but I'm going to close out of my comments here and we're going to go into a screen share for my slides. And I do have, you should see me. Yay! Okay, you should see me in the upper corner. And let me just check my audio. Everything looks good. Okay, so I think we're good to go. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into our keynote now. Okay, so, you need to take that off. Okay, sorry, there was one more thing on my screen I had to close out of. Okay, great, awesome, welcome. So hello everyone, and welcome to today's class, which is all about Is 2020 Over Yet? Hosted by me, your host, Miss Trenchcoat, Alexis, all across the internet. Flip that, it's Alexis, aka Miss Trenchcoat, all across the internet, but I've already introduced myself a bit. So jumping into this class, first things first. I hope you have a pen and paper in front of you right now, a notebook, okay? Because you're going to be taking a lot of notes. It's just the way my classes are, value-packed, info-packed. We go on for a little while because I just love to give you guys value. I don't do these things as often as I wish I could, so I really load a lot in when we do a class like this. So the first thing I want you to do right now is I want you to set a goal for what you hope to get from today's workshop, and I want you to write down any questions that you maybe have in your mind right now that you were hoping to ask me, because we are going to have an open Q&A at the end of this class where we're going to be able to talk freely for as long as you guys need. We'll process the ideas that I share in the class lecture, and you guys can ask me whatever you need. But go ahead and set that goal or the intention for what brought you here today, right? I think that when we know clearly what we want to get out of an experience, it helps us to actually get that full experience that we're looking for. So go ahead really quickly and write down what brought you here today, what you're hoping to get answered, what outcome you're hoping to achieve from being here, okay? And of course, as we go through, because I'm not going to be reading the comments until we get to the Q&A. As you have questions that pop up, make sure to keep track of those as well. So if they are not answered during the course of the lecture, you can ask me at the Q&A. Okay, so the first thing I want to ask you, and you guys can feel free to answer this actually in the comments as well, but how has your year been? Okay, I really want to know how your year has been. 2020 has been a really strange year, a lot of change. How has your year been? Like, have you processed that question yet? And so I got a few things for us that I pulled off the internet for it to have a little fun as we begin here. So I saw this meme. I think it's so cute. It's, it's Reese Witherspoon, Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. And, everyone started off really excited in the new year, I'm sure, like really like peppy, and this is going to be a great year. And then in February, you're like, something's going on, isn't there? In March, we're like, oh my goodness, what is this? We are stuck inside. What's happening? April, May, it looks like she's having a rough time. She's dealing with being in quarantine, right? And June, July, August, September, we've been living in a state of daze. I will say personally, this is actually pretty close to what my life has been actually too. Like I started the year very excited. I definitely had that whole like, what is going on around March. I did have a bout of sadness. Actually, my sadness didn't start until about May. Because for me, as you guys know, when the quarantine hit, I was like, oh, have to get into action, have to create resources, have to create things for my audience because I wanted to be here to support you guys. But of course, I was hit by this as well, So I had a very emotional summer. And I'm really, over the last couple of weeks and months, really starting to like maybe feel like I have an equilibrium now. So yeah, does this relate with you? I love this one, you guys. Everyone, 2020 is my year and COVID. Guess what? Guess what, guys? What's so funny I was thinking about when I saw this is Joe Exotic. This was earlier this year. Does anyone like Tiger King came out earlier this year? And I when I saw this meme, I'm like, oh my gosh, this show was from earlier this year. And I watched it when it came out, but it feels like so long ago. It feels like years ago. I don't know if anyone else feels that same way, but he was very funny. It was a funny way to start the year. And then all of a sudden, things, quickly spiraled out of control. But, maybe you feel like that. Okay, this one with the aliens. Oh my God, this one is one of my favorite ones. So it says on the next episode of 2020, we're up next. Oh my God, I'm nervous. Right? I'm not gonna swear on stream, you guys. So you guys can see what it says. But I love this. I thought this was so funny. Was it June when all of a sudden I don't know, Department of Homeland Security in the US released, or the FBI released all this documentation for UFOs, and it was like, great. The next thing on our list is going to be aliens. I think this is the funniest meme. I shared this one a few months ago too. It says, now that I've lived through a plague, I get why most Renaissance paintings are of chubby women laying around with their boobs out. I don't know if you can relate to this. I certainly did. I thought this was a funny meme. Honestly, worst purchase of 2020 was a 2020 planner. Does anyone else feel that way? That wow, all those plans I had went nowhere, right? I'm sure a lot of us are feeling that way. Okay, so all jokes aside, 2020 has been a tough year. And I wanted to start this workshop on something of a more comical note. But the reality of 2020 is that it has been a very strange, very tough, and unprecedented year for the whole entire world. So, I don't mean to make light of the challenges that are going on. I wanted to start today's lecture on a little bit of levity, but it really has been a tough year. It's been a tough year. So I thought no one who currently has the attitude or mindset in line with the thinking of, 2020 is the worst year ever. Can it just be over now? And obviously that was my inspiration for creating this class, is that this has to be the prevailing attitude and mindset because it really has been a tough year, What's the point of making any plans right now because everything's getting canceled? There's no reason to plan. There's no reason to have goals. There's no reason to look forward. There's nothing to look forward to. Everything that we look forward to goes away. I just wish life could go back to normal right now. How many of us wish that every day? Can life just go back to normal right now? And I'm sure many other of you are thinking things like, I'm hanging on by a thread day to day. Like I said, it's a tough year, mentally, emotionally. I'm sure many of you are just feeling like you're barely hanging on. Or you feel like your life is completely in limbo. Like I said, I'm calling this intermission, it feels like for us, that we're waiting for life to start back up again. But anyone who's feeling this way, if that is you, I definitely feel this way as well. So I want you to really understand that this really is a tough year and there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. Your feelings on this year are absolutely valid. And I just want to make sure that I hit home with that you guys, it's hard. It's been a tough year. It is important that we validate the way that we're feeling because this is just such an unprecedented time. How many times? I'm going to say that word a million times in today's class. I'm sure you've heard it a million times every single day. But if no one has told you this yet, if you're feeling any sense of guilt or anxiety or stress about the way you're feeling about this year, I want you to know the way you're feeling is absolutely valid. And I'm right there with you. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, that feeling that we're getting right now and how to shift out of it. So the agenda for this class, I just want to really quickly run down what we're going to be talking about. So in today's class, what we're discussing is how I deal with grief, and what I've been doing to manage my own emotions this year, right? Because like I said, I'm in this with you guys, even though I am like a personality, a brand online. I'm a human too, right? So I'm feeling exactly like you guys are feeling. We all have different situations, and some of us are being hit in different ways by 2020, but we're all in this together. So I'm going to be talking about how I personally have been dealing with the grief and what I've been doing to manage my emotions in this very tough year. I also want to discuss with you guys identifying and managing triggers in daily life that keep us from taking action, right? So there's a lot of things that trigger me all day long. And when I was talking to you guys in preparation for this class, many of you guys brought up a lot of triggers that were really making you feel a certain way. And when you feel a certain way, it's hard for you to take action. So we want to be able to identify and manage those triggers in daily life so that nothing is really stopping us from doing the things that we want to do. We're also going to be talking about getting clear on our responsibilities so that we can map a clear and productive path forward. There's with so many changes that happen this year, I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels a little bit like, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, what am I supposed to be doing this year? Like, is there anything I can do? Do I just give up? Like, what am I really truly responsible for? And, what can I actually change? What can I actually affect? What can I actually do productively in this time? And at the end of this class, I always like to be crystal clear with you guys. I am going to be sharing something new that I've been working on that is intended to help us move forward as a community and stay on track with our goals for 2020 and beyond together. So I just want to make it clear, this isn't like a sales webinar, but there is something that I am going to be sharing with you guys at the end before we get to the open Q&A that is an opportunity, an offer that you can take me up on or you can pass. What I will say is that this webinar is not all about selling you on this class. I have tremendous value to share with you guys today. So it is worth your time to be here. And then at the end, if you could just, sit through what I have to share, if you're curious, that would be great. And if you're interested in what I have to share and you want to sign up for it, even better, right? Even better. I would absolutely love to have you. So that is the agenda for today's class. But I do want to bring up, before we really get into the deep stuff, I do want to mention a disclaimer. So I'm talking about a lot of mental, emotional things about this year that likely have to do with mental health or very close to it. I want to be very clear that I am not a licensed doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a mental health professional of any kind, right? I have no formal training, I am not someone who can help you with your mental health per se, even though we're going to be talking about these energy, mindset, mental things. I am not someone who is able to actually give you guys real advice, diagnose things, etc. Okay? If you are experiencing significant emotional or mental distress because of this time, I urge you to find and talk to a mental health professional. If you're experiencing such symptoms as a loss of energy, changes in your appetite, difficulty sleeping, irritability, feelings of guilt, helplessness, or general anxiety, please seek the advice of a trained professional just to check on your status. I'm not telling you if you feel bad that you should go into therapy or that someone needs to give you medications or anything like that. I'm in no way able to tell you that. But what I do want to say is, if you feel like you are in a significant amount of mental distress, or if any of these symptoms or even others feel like something that you're struggling with to get through the day, please just go get checked out by someone who is trained, who can give you really good help. What I've already done is I've left links in the description. If you go all the way to the bottom of the description box, I have left a link for some global mental health resources that can help you quickly and securely find help, right? So if you're experiencing any challenging symptoms, please reach out to a friend or a family member, someone you know and trust, to get the support that you need, and seek out that link. So the link I sent you is for Checkpoint, which is like a global mental health it puts all the links together that you need. So you find your country, because I know we've got an international audience right now. Find your country, look for the services that you're interested in, and reach out to someone. I really strongly urge you, because I care about you. Other people care about you. This community cares about you. And this class is in no way meant to be a substitute for actual mental health treatment or anything like that, or diagnosis. Okay. I just want to make that very clear. So Since we now know I'm not a doctor, let me introduce myself a little bit more for those of you who are new. Hello, my name is Alexis, Miss Trenchcoat, all across the internet. I'm a full-time creative entrepreneur. I design and sell productivity and planning tools to help other creative and passionate women get their ideas out of their head and onto paper so they can get down to business creating their dream life. And the thing I kind of want to hit home with you guys about all of this is that no matter who you are, where you came from, what's in your past, you can achieve any desired outcome that you wish, no matter what is going on in the world. I am all about teaching you how to manage your time, energy, and expectations so you can reach the goals and objectives that you choose. So that is like kind of what I'm in a way qualified to teach you. And that is a little bit about me and my business. So 2020, about that. Let's get back to the topic here. Most of us feel like 2020 is the worst. There is an endless litany of challenges that are colliding in 2020 for sure. And what I think is really interesting is 2020 is actually a numerology year 4, which is all about setting a firm foundation for the future. And in this concept of numerology with the numerology year 4, any foundations that are shaky can and will be eliminated during this time. Now, I'm not blaming numerology or predicting with numerology why 2020 has been hard, but I do think that this was an appropriate year for the stuff to hit the fan, really. I find that to be very interesting. But ultimately, I have this like very deep-seated belief that there's something lost and something gained in living every day. That is a quote from Joni Mitchell's song, Both Sides Now. You guys, if you've been following me, sometimes I reference this from time to time. I really do truly believe that. Although it's been a tough year, although it is a tough year, although there are challenges, I do believe that there's something good, there's something bad in every day, no matter what's happening in the world. So that really is the mindset that kind of grounds me into my daily life. That's what roots me into my daily life. So let's talk about really quickly what we could gain, right? Like maybe some of us aren't ready for this, but I think it's important to kind of have a little bit of a reflective attitude in terms of what did we gain from all this? So we often ask for life to slow down, right? Because we do normally live in a very busy, fast-paced world. So we ask for life to slow down. We want to have more time for the things that we want to do and not just the things that we have to do. And with all of our outside obligations and canceled or deferred, many of us have extra time on our hands to slow down and focus on ourselves now. So I do think that's something that has been gained during this year. So many of us have started working remotely for the first time. And for those of you who perhaps have always wanted to do that, but never had the right role or the right opportunity, you're gaining knowledge and experience of what it's like to work from home and what it feels like to skip the commute, right? So I feel like this is just a new opportunity for us to like gain a new set of skills. And some of us are embodying maybe our dream lives right now. Like not to make light of the situation, but I have friends who are like, oh my God, I've always wanted to work from home. And now I'm just working from home with like my pets. And it's great. Like, all negativity aside, they are getting a new experience that they've always wanted, right? And so in a way, that's something that was gained for some people. And so many of us in the past have wished for more time with our children and our families, and now we've received lots of extra one-on-one time with our family, aka our quarantine buddies, right? So, in a way, these are small blessings, small gains, depending on your situation. And that some of these may apply to you, right? So, it's not that all has been lost this year. It's been a challenge, but something lost, something gained in living every day. So let's start off by talking about how I manage my grief and my emotions, okay? And I'm sharing this information as anecdotal, right? So I want to talk about how I think about this stuff. So if it works for you, you can take it as a tool to use in your own like toolbox of productivity and success. But if it doesn't, obviously this is just my experience, not meant to diagnose or anything like that. So how I manage my grief. So the grief right now is real, and I think it really should be honored. So I don't want to be one of those like toxic positivity personalities who wants to like you to push away the grief of the year and just focus on the good. I really think that that's unnecessary, right? I believe that there is a gift in 2020. We talked about that, but the grief is real and it needs to be honored. So I too have been hit by sudden periods of grief and overwhelm myself. Like there was a period in May where I was having a really hard time getting out of bed. I was very upset, just very down and felt very hopeless for a little period of time. So if you are not alone, if that's also happening to you, I think that this is very normal. And I think that that's the human response to what's happening now for how long it's been going on. So how I've actually been managing this grief. So When I feel the feelings of grief or sadness or overwhelm or helplessness, whatever, I give myself permission to feel the feelings and to let it out, right? So I think that shoving down our feelings or trying to put on a brave face isn't a permanent fix for our emotions and can actually lead to negative consequences of internalized anger, anxiety, grief, etc. So give yourself permission to cry. Give yourself permission to feel those feelings. Journal out the feelings. Like just sit with a pen and paper or sit at your computer with like a notepad app open and just talk to yourself about how you're feeling. And just let yourself not wallow in those feelings, but let yourself have the feelings, right? We're humans. We have feelings for a reason. And I know that a lot of times in our world, it's like we only want to feel the good feelings, but we have to feel the bad feelings too. You know what I mean? Like we have to let it out. Take a bit of time off if you can. To allow the emotions to hit you and to move through you. And I realize that depending on who you are and what your life is like and what your lifestyle is like, some of these things are going to be harder than others for, some people are going to have a harder time than others to maybe take some time off from your responsibilities or from your life. But if you can carve that time out, I think it's important for you to feel the feelings and let yourself get them out. So I think that the only way out is through, right? I don't think you can go around it. I think we have to go through the feelings. So I believe that the only way to get out of feelings of grief, anxiety, fear are by letting yourself experience them and getting them out of your system. So once you've processed those feelings, you should start to feel a little bit better. And from there, I tend to focus once I feel better, right? Once I've let the feelings out and I just feel better, right? I focus on mastering my mindset so that I choose the thoughts that give me happier feelings and ultimately better results for my life. Now, of course, this is not going to work very well if you're someone who is actually experiencing some significant emotional trauma in which you would need to have a therapist or a psychologist or some trained professional diagnose you. But for just, I think, the average person who's, just having a really tough year, I think letting the feelings out and then focusing on keeping your mindset in a place where you can choose better thoughts will help you to have ultimately better results for your life. So I want to talk to you guys about how thoughts become things. So this is the principle in a way of manifestation. And you guys know that I talk about manifestation from time to time. And I do truly believe that your thoughts become things. And there's actually a very good a model that we're going to talk about right now that actually proves how these things happen. So as a principle of mindset mastery, I prescribe to the CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy model of how thoughts become things in our life, also known as practical manifestation. So this is how thoughts become things. Your thoughts create your emotions. So the things that you think about then affect your emotions. And if you want to have an example of this, let's I don't want to focus on a negative one because I feel like this world right now is already too negative and how we're already probably feeling a lot of anxiety. So I want you to sit for a second and I want you to just close your eyes for a second. Let's just do this real quick together. Okay. Just get relaxed, sit down and just listen to my voice. I want you to have a thought right now that all of a sudden your phone rings and someone's calling to let you know that you just won $1 million. And I want you to believe it, right? I want you to act like it's real right now, okay? I don't want you to be like, let it go through your head, like, well, whatever, yeah, I'd be excited. I want you to stop for a minute, and I want you to actually imagine it's happening. So I want you to see yourself right now. You hear it in your head. You hear your phone. You know what your phone ring sounds like. And I want you to see yourself in your head going over and answering the phone. And there's a voice on the other end that's from a very legitimate source. You can make up whatever it is. That's like, guess what? We have $1 million we have to give to you. Right? You won the lottery, someone passed away and left you money in their will, anything that could happen. That lottery ticket, you entered a sweepstake and it won. Okay? How would you feel? You would most likely get very excited, right? Because the things that we think about are tied to our emotions, right? They cause emotions to happen. Thoughts become emotions, okay? We know this is true. Then your emotions create your actions, right? The way that you're feeling ends up determining the actions that you're going to take. And this is one of the reasons where when you're low, when you're sad, when you're emotional, you don't take the best actions or you don't take action or you feel like everything's overwhelming, right? Because that emotion, that feeling is either going to help or hinder you. And if you're in a negative place, if you're thinking negative thoughts, if you're thinking negative emotions, that's going to affect your actions, right? We've all seen this happen in our lives, and feel free to, share with me in the comments if this is something you've experienced, but I know we've all experienced this, where we've gotten bad news, we've thought something bad, we've seen something on the news that triggered us. Something caused our emotions to be in a negative space, and then we were unable to act properly. Or we kept messing up. Like we tried, right? We tried really hard. We didn't feel good, but we tried really hard to do the thing, and it just came out as a disaster, right? Because your emotions create your actions. And then the final piece of the puzzle here is that your actions create your outcomes. So as much as I'm someone who does believe in manifestation, and I believe that you can think a thought and bring something into a reality immediately, like I think it is possible. I do think that that's the realm that we live in. We also live in a physical reality. Like we know this, right? We are in a physical reality. Everything here, physical, right? We're having a physical experience. So actions create outcomes. It always happens. If I knock over this coffee, it's going to spill and I'm going to have to clean it up, right? Like our actions have consequences. They have outcomes because we live in a physical reality. We're not, although I firmly believe we are spiritual beings in this physical world, we are in a physical reality, and therefore the things that we do have an effect on our outcomes. So that is the process for how your thoughts become your emotions become your actions become your outcomes. If you want more information on this is cognitive behavioral therapy model. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, so that to me is like the proof in the pudding that manifestation is real, right? It's real one way or another. Your thoughts can become outcomes. So for me, it's all about choosing better feeling thoughts as the trigger for me to have better outcomes, right? So once I've processed out my grief, it becomes a little easier for me to choose better feeling thoughts. Now, for those who follow the law of attraction, specifically Abraham Hicks, you may already be very familiar with this principle that choosing the better feeling thoughts, even just one little step at a time, can over time help you move up the energetic or emotional vortex, right? So there is a spectrum of emotions that we can go through, from pure elation, joy, right, to absolute like depressed, right? Absolutely dark depression, helplessness, etc. And there's a range of emotions in there. So wherever you are right now, once you've processed out whatever that initial negativity was, right, you should start feeling just a little bit better. And from there, the next thought that you think, right, or the thing you choose to focus on can either bring you up in emotion or it can bring you down in emotion. It's possible that it can keep you still as well. But if you want to improve your feelings and your outcomes, we're going to deliberately develop this self-mastery of, okay, I'm going to choose a better feeling thought. Now, and I'm actually here. Is it the next one? Here it is, the emotional guidance scale. And here you can see it's basically the same scale, just two different pictures. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an example of what this is, if you've never seen this before. But it's basically that spectrum of emotions, spiraling upward or spiraling downward. I'm sure you've heard before, if someone's not feeling well, you could say they're spiraling out of control, right? They're spiraling in a negative downward spiral. That is the way our emotions work. So from wherever you are, right, if you can identify using this, I would definitely recommend, I actually like to keep this like on my phone for reference sometimes. You can actually see like the different steps of where your emotion is on this scale. So let's say that you're someone who is, overwhelmed, okay? On this spiral, it says 11 is overwhelmed. So if you want to get in a better feeling from that, right, frustration or impatience is slightly better than being overwhelmed. And then pessimism is slightly better than being frustrated. And then bored is slightly better than pessimism. Actually, boredom is actually the baseline in this emotional guidance scale, which I think is interesting, right? Boredom is that possibility of you're not going left or right, you're kind of just staying still. And now if you choose a good feeling thought, you could spiral upwards or you could spiral downwards. And it's all about choosing a thought, one thought at a time, to bring you to the next level, right? So if you're someone who is in anger, I don't expect that you're going to get all the way up to joy in one thought. I think it's possible, but you'd have to have it'd have to be a really great thought, right? So if right now you're, experiencing anxiety, you're like, I'm so overwhelmed, right? Let's just say I'm angry. I'm angry because there were things that I had planned this month that I cannot do now, right? We had to cancel the wedding. We had to cancel the shower. We had to cancel something that was very important, right? I'm angry, right? Okay, so you journal out that anger. What is the next thought you could think? Okay, well, a better feeling thought could be, well, stuff got canceled, but at least people are safe, right? Could you get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we just choose to think about something that's going to make us a little bit better, make us feel a little bit better, right? It's choosing the thought that's going to be a little bit better. I'm not saying that like, oh my God, it's so great that everything was canceled. Like everything happens for a reason, right? I don't want you to, that's not the thought that's going to be the next logical thought for you. The next logical thought's going to be like, okay, all things considered, at least people are going to stay safe, right? Okay, so that's what I mean. But what we don't want to do is be in that like anger and be like, okay, what's the next one? Revenge. I'm going to go, the thought wouldn't be like, I'm going to go send a nasty letter to my congressman because COVID caused me to have to, cancel my wedding. That's not the thought we want to think, right? Because that's just going to bring us down, right? We want to choose the thoughts that are going to bring us up gradually. And so what you could do is theoretically, you could take one choice of a thought and another choice, another choice, another choice, and it just stairs up, right? You're taking an elevator up, a new level up and up and up and up and up. So that is how we start shifting our emotions. So I have a couple of journaling prompts that I think are very important for you guys, and I want you to write these down, and I want you to actually go through as homework and do these journaling prompts, right? So I'm giving you this information. This class is great, but really the work that you want to do in order to have the better results is going to be found in these activities and journaling prompts that I give you. So don't just write it down. Give yourself time, schedule some time in to actually fill these things out. You don't have to fill it out now, but we'll talk about them. Journaling prompt number 1. If everything were okay right now, how would I feel? So if like right now, whatever's going on, if everything were just okay, everything was handled, everything is okay. There's no emergencies, there's no fires to put out. Everything is okay. How would it make me feel to know that everything was okay? And I want you to journal out those feelings. Okay. I want you to sit there and I want you to close your eyes for a second. I want you to do the breathing exercise we did in the beginning of this class. And I want you to say, okay, in my head, no matter what's going on around me, no matter what's going on around you, in your head, you are in a space where everything is okay. How is it making you feel? And I want you to journal out all that information. Next one, what emotions am I ready to release right now, right? So again, are there things you're holding on to? Is there anger? Is there resentment? Is there, guilt or shame? What are you holding on to right now? And maybe you're not going to be able to say the name of the emotion, right? I think that, you could use the reference of that emotional guidance scale, but maybe you can't say the name of the emotion. Maybe you don't really know what it is, but there's something that's making you feel a certain way, that's making you feel negative, right? We know the difference between feeling negative and feeling positive, right? I hope so. So what do we need to let go of? What is that feeling? What is that thought? What is that the words running around in our mouth, in our head right now? What are the stories that we're telling ourselves in our head right now that we just need to let it out and we'd say, it's time for this to go. I need to release this. What are the best things that could happen to me right now with the world exactly as it is? So we're not stepping out of our world. The world is exactly how the world is right now. But what's the best things that could happen to me? What's the best thing, a few things that could be happening to me right now, even though the world is how it is? I'm sure there are some things that if you think about it and sit down and focus, you're like, well, all things considered, if this happened, right? If, this job promotion that I applied for, if that went through, that would be great, right? Maybe it's like, oh, you know what? If my husband gets off of work early tonight, it would be great if he could handle dinner, right? Like it can be little things, it can be big things, but what are the best things that could happen to you right now with the world exactly as it is? I want you to list some of those things out. I want you to think about them. Go ahead, go to town, imagining all the things that could help you, right? Are good things that would happen to be blessings in your life right now, no matter what's going on in the world, okay? So that is how I manage my grief. Now we're going to be talking about identifying and managing triggers. Take a sip of water or something right now, you guys. Okay. So identifying and managing triggers. So right now we are all extra sensitive to triggers. So I want to give you guys like a list of triggers that are, it's not by no means is it exhaustive, right? But here are some very common triggers that I think we could all agree some of us are experiencing right now. Number 1, trigger lockdown. It caused us to change our routine. It may have cost us to lose a job. It's changed our life, right? Maybe we are now teachers to our children. Lockdown in and of itself, that idea, thinking about I am in lockdown, is a thought that is a trigger right now, right? Because it makes you feel, I don't know about you, it makes me feel like I'm a bird in a cage. Another very big trigger right now is that people are passing, right? Loved ones are passing, friends, neighbors are passing. And even if you don't know someone personally who has been affected by COVID, I think we all recognize that there are people dying, right? Like there are people passing from this. And that's something that is a very big trigger for some people. The idea of our mortality is a very big trigger. And knowing that right now, more than maybe normal times, right? Even though people are always passing and could pass at any time, knowing right now that it's like more of a chance that it could happen, it's a big trigger for our emotions. Another big trigger is being alone right now because of quarantine and lockdown, right? Maybe you're someone who's a single person at a place by yourself. You're alone, right? You're not supposed to be with other people. Or you're in on the other side of the spectrum is you're in close quarters with your family 24/7, right? So you are either desperately alone or perhaps you are just overwhelmed because you don't have personal space. You have people around you all the time. Things going on all the time, noises going on all the time, like things like that. That is a very big trigger, being alone or just being overwhelmed by the sheer number of people that you're now having to deal with constantly 24/7. Another trigger is the idea that life is in limbo, right? The things that we love have been canceled or deferred, right? Like what a trigger, like, oh, I don't even want to think about the fact that I was supposed to have a Halloween party, right? Because it was the thing I was looking forward to all year and I had to cancel it. You know what I mean? Like we think about those things and it's just going to trigger us in a negative way, right? Another big trigger, this is a huge trigger for me, is watching other people break the rules right now. So I've been one of those people who, since my birthday was on March 13th and I left the house on March 13th, but that was also the day that like all of the lockdown stuff started. Since then, I've only left my house like a handful of times. I've only been to a grocery store personally, like maybe 3 or 4 times since March 13th. I've been having the groceries come to me, right? Like I don't have to go out to get stuff normally. I haven't been out shopping. There was one day, weeks ago at this point, that I went to Home Goods. I've been to Home Goods one time since March 13th. That's insane. Like I should be going to Home Goods every week. You know what I mean? Like in an ideal world. So like watching other people going out and doing things and doing these things like breaking the rules, not wearing the mask, not wearing the mask properly, like all these things that are like putting people in danger and causing us, like the people who, you know, I posted a meme and I didn't put it in here. I forgot to look for it, but I posted a meme on my Instagram a while ago that was like, the people who are actually taking lockdown seriously, wearing masks, staying inside, washing their hands, like not going out and just living the life they used to live, are the people who did all of the work in the group projects in school. And I was like, oh yeah, I can totally relate to that because I was definitely the person who did all the work in the group projects. And that's, so watching other people like doing things that we're not supposed to be doing is a trigger. Like it's a trigger for me, you know, like, cause I'm definitely like a rules person, you know, when it comes to something like this, like I'm taking it serious. Why isn't everyone else taking it serious? So it's one of those thoughts that can totally trigger me. And then of course, and we don't need to get into this, right? This is just, maybe we shouldn't even look at it, but social and political unrest on like so many levels, right? So many levels. We have social and political unrest right now, especially in the United States. So it's like all of these things are triggers that like, if we see it, if we hear it, if we think about it, we can spiral downward in a second. So on this idea of identifying and managing our triggers, you know, while I gave you that list, right? And even you kind of see that I started getting triggered while we were talking about it. Notice your reaction to the triggers, right? So how did you feel at the mere mention of the topics? And this is something you may want to journal out or you just want to think about for a little bit. How did you feel with some of those topics? And maybe you felt worse on some topics than the other. And maybe what happened was a script or a story started in your head that you're like, oh yeah, oh my God, the other day I was at the store and this person was there and they had all of their children and none of them were wearing masks and the kids were bumping into everyone and they knocked things over and it's like, who are these people taking their kids? You know what I'm saying? Like there might be an experience or a story or something in your head that's playing when I mention any of those triggers. Please identify those. You need to identify what you're feeling just at the mere mention of those topics. That's how you'll know which ones are your triggers. Now, how are these triggers redirecting your thoughts and feelings or actions? Like I just said, I could go in a spiral right now if I thought about one of those triggers and started letting, you know, the story play in my head, right? Notice how those triggers are redirecting your thoughts and feelings and actions. What I would even do is you could even go back to that slide. Maybe you wrote those things down. Or, you know, I'll do, all right, I'm just going to do this. If you're on a device right now, a computer, take a screenshot real quick. Just take a screenshot of this. Okay, I'll give you guys a few seconds to take the screenshot so that you have those. Because what I want you to do in the next activity, okay, 3, 2, 1, is I want you to see how you feel at the mention of those triggers. I want you to see how the triggers, when you address them, redirect your thoughts and feelings and your actions, right? Because maybe you want to go, like, maybe get you mad and you get up and you're like, oh, I'm going to storm around the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does it direct you? Now, in order to manage these triggers, we need to be aware of how they make us feel. And we have to have a plan to avoid or transmute the energy. We need to avoid these things, or we need to transmute the energy. That is how we deal with it. So when it comes to avoiding triggers, it's very important that we limit our consumption of media, of news, of social platforms where you might see the triggers pop up. I'm not saying don't read the news. I'm just saying maybe we don't have it on all day. Maybe we're not listening to the radio all day, talk radio all day, where people are talking about these things that make us feel a certain way, because we think about the thoughts, they turn into feelings, they turn into our actions and our results. Okay? So we want to limit the consumption of places where we could be seeing these triggers. I also recommend do not engage in conversation about the triggers. Respectfully excuse yourself from conversations that trigger you and aren't necessary. So, like, obviously, if you're in a team meeting, right, like Team Zoom, and you're talking about like the future of the lockdown, right, and it's something that's work related, it's something you need to talk about and you need to give your input on, you can't excuse yourself from that. But the friend who calls and wants to rant about something, or the spouse who wants to talk about something, or maybe turn something on, is like, oh, have you seen the news today? You can say, please, I need to put this barrier up. Please, let me excuse myself from this conversation, because it will derail your thoughts and it will derail your feelings and it will derail your actions. So it's important that we set up those boundaries. And I also think that's something that we can do when we do start, maybe we see the trigger and we're like, right? We're starting to get the feeling. We can hold a point of focus with a mantra. So that mantra I gave you earlier, I am safe, I am protected, I am loved. Right? That's an example of a mantra we could hold a focus on. It's like, okay, I see this lockdown, and you're like, wait. And you get all these negative feelings like, wait, I'm safe right now. I am protected right now. I am loved right now. Right? You repeat that to yourself. I'm safe. Close your eyes and feel it, right? Feel I'm actually safe right now. I'm not in a dangerous situation, right? You're not in a dangerous situation. Hopefully, if you're sitting like me in my, I could get myself stressed out right now, but I'm in my office, a beautiful space, sun is shining. I am not in mortal danger right now. I am safe. I am protected. There's a roof over my head and I am loved. There are people that are out there to love and support me. Okay. So hold focus with a mantra that helps you to avoid the triggers. Now, transmuting the energy. So transmutation is the principle of taking one thing and turning it into another thing. Usually you're taking something less valuable and turning it into something more valuable, something negative and turning it into something positive. So here we want to change the negative emotions into positive emotions one step at a time, right? Like I said, we're not going to go from grief to elation. We're going to go from grief to maybe anger, to maybe frustration, to maybe boredom. You know what I'm saying? We can take this one step, one level at a time, work our way up through that emotional guidance scale. Okay. Again, you're not going to jump from sadness or anger to elation in one single thought, but you can go from sadness to less sad and then to neutral, right? And you can choose a better feeling thought to shift your emotional state. Oh, no, sorry, that's the question. Can you choose a better feeling thought to shift your emotional state from where you are right now? What is a better feeling thought than focusing on that trigger, right? If you get the trigger and it's hitting you, what is the better feeling thought? What is something you could say logically? Your reasonable mind comes in and says, okay, better feeling thought. I'm not sick right now. No one I love right now is sick that I know of, right? I have food in the refrigerator, right? I have a home. I have a place to sleep tonight, right? These are things that you can choose depending on your situation, the better feeling thought to reground you in the reality of what's going on for you, that a lot of the stuff is in our heads and in our emotions, okay? So when you feel better, you are more likely to take action, right? So no one is inspired and motivated and accountable when they feel down. We kind of talked about this already, right? When you're in a bad mood, when you're like feeling stressed, you're not going to be inspired or motivated. You're not going to be accountable. You're not going to be doing your best work and showing up as your best self. So taking the time to shift your energy into a better state will bring you more and more desire to take action, and action begets action. I really believe this, right? That if you feel good, if you feel a little bit better, you'll be more willing, right, to get out of bed in the morning. And then you'll be like, okay, I'm feeling a little good. Okay, I'm gonna do my morning routine. I'm gonna make myself look, put some clothes on, something comfortable, maybe put on a little makeup because I have a Zoom call later. Okay, I'm feeling a little better. Okay, now I'll go and I'll make the kids breakfast. Okay, like you're more willing to take action when you feel better. And the more we get into that positive upward spiral, action begets action begets action. Never underestimate how simply feeling good can improve your desire to show up for your life every day, right? Never underestimate that, because that really is the simple truth of all of this, is that the way you feel is what is giving you the outcomes. And if you're someone who's, if you think about we'll use a stereotype right now that I hope none of you are in right now. And if you are, please get help. Someone who's staying in bed most hours of the day, maybe upset, maybe crying, maybe not interacting with their life, it's because they're sad. It's because they're depressed. It's because they're down. And until they feel better, right? And how they're going to feel better, that's going to be up to their doctors and them to decide. But until they feel better, they're never going to want to get out of that bed, right? We know that. So never underestimate how simply choosing to feel good, choosing a better feeling thought, feeling good, that will help you to show up as your best self every day, or a better version of yourself, or just show up, right? Because maybe right now, just showing up is what you need. Maybe you're struggling to just show up. So I'm saying, let's choose some better thoughts and let's show up. Okay. Now your homework is to make a list of all the things, big and small, that you can do to make yourself happy right now, right? Right now. What could you do right now? What could you do today to make yourself feel a little better, make you feel a little bit happier? What could you do this week? What could you do this month? And again, we're living in a world, right? The world is exactly as it is. This is not like a hypothetical situation. Like if the world was back to normal, I would be able to take my family to Disney World, right? Like, okay, technically I think you can go to Disney World, but I'm sure many of you are like not thinking of that as an option, right? So what can you do right now with the world as it is? Little things, big things. I want you to make a full list, and I want you to do it by time frame too. What could be done right now in this moment? What could you do today, right? So maybe like right now in this moment, what I could do is I could play my favorite song, and that would maybe make me feel a little better. What could I do today? You know what? I could tonight go take a bubble bath tonight, right? This week, maybe I could ask my husband to watch the kids so that I can watch a movie, or, just have some relaxing time for a few hours, right? What could I do this month? Maybe I could, schedule for like a family. We could do like a family game night or something where we can all get together, with my quarantine family, right? The people you're living with. And we can have I can plan a game night, right? To like make all of us feel a little more cheerful. What are all those things? And I want you to use that list and reference that list, because you're going to feel sad. Like now and in the future, you're going to feel sad, and knowing what you can do in a moment or in a day or in a week or in a month, right? With that sort of like forward planning is going to be very helpful. So we're going to make a list of all the things going on right now in your life that you are grateful for, right? All the things that are going right in your life right now that you're grateful for, right? Like we already said before, I have food in my fridge. I have a house. I have a bed to sleep in. My family is, hopefully, again, I'm just saying things. My family personally, no one is sick or showing symptoms. We haven't lost anyone. So it's like, what are the things that are going right now? The world exactly how it is that you can be grateful for. Okay, because gratitude is very powerful in helping you shift out of a negative into a positive. And then I also want you to make a list of people you have in your life that you can talk to for support and encouragement right now, right? So I'm sure, we all have people, right? We all have some people that can be there for us in one way or another, but I think, are we using them enough, right? Are we calling on them enough? Are we asking for them, to like, let's have a call, let's just talk, right? Let off some steam, right? In a big way right now, I'm hoping that this experience right now, even though we're virtual and streaming online, I'm someone here who's available to talk and support and encourage you, right? So, because just having this time to talk to someone and catch up and just like let our feelings out, right? Like that can be so powerful, right? We're not saying that these people have to like do something for us or, be available for us 24/7, but who are those people that you know what, if I have a problem, I could call them and it would make me feel better, right? I want you to make a list of those people. Sometimes we forget in the moment. When we're really stressed, it's easy to forget all the things that are going right. It's easy to forget the little things that you can do to make yourself feel better. And it's easy to forget the people who want you to feel good too, right? Who want to support you. So make a list, have those in a journal, keep the list out, something that you can reference ongoing, because us humans are very forgetful people. We always forget, especially in that moment when we need to remember the most. So I want you to have those lists at the ready. So now let's talk about getting clear on our responsibilities. Okay, and I'm going to take a little sippy of the water. Getting clear on our responsibilities. Okay. So we can only control what we can control, right? We can only control what we can control. I know that sounds a little bit like repetitive, but we can only control the things that we can control. I personally don't believe that the pandemic took anything out of our control. I think what it did is that it shattered our illusions that some things were in our control. I think before the pandemic, we just thought we had control over certain things, but we really didn't, right? So that's the truth for me, right? And I don't mean to shatter anyone's worldview right now, but I don't think we lost any control of anything that we really had control of to begin with. We can't control much, truthfully, in life. Usually it's just our own thoughts and feelings and actions, but we assign responsibility to ourselves over a lot, and this can become overwhelming. And I think that's the truth, especially because I know 99% of you people watching me right now are women. And I know that women have a tendency to do this. We do this, right? We assign responsibility for things that even we can't control. We're like, oh, I'm going to try to control this. I'm going to try to be responsible for this. And I'm going to take on all those thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are prescribed to this situation, even though I have no control over it, right? Like I'm going to let myself feel a certain way over an outcome that I have no control over, right? Like this is a very feminine principle right now. So what are responsibilities in general? So I think whenever we use a word a lot, I think we forget its meaning, right? Do you ever think that? Like we think we remember what something means, but it doesn't really mean what we think it means. It's like, oh, you keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. Inconceivable, right? That's the Princess Bride. Okay, sorry. So what responsibility means is answerable or accountable as for something within one's power, control, or management. Okay. But like I just said, most things aren't within our control. So this is why I actually prefer Sadhguru's definition of what responsibility is. If you don't know, Sadhguru is like a mystic, like a modern mystic of our age. You can look into him, but he has written many books, like just like a wise person with experience, right? So his definition of responsible is he takes the base root response able, right? Able to respond, right? And that goes back up to the definition of answerable, right? I think we just forget sometimes that responsibility doesn't have to be accountability. It can just be like answerable, like I'm able to answer for something. So it's not about solving. It's not about taking all of the accountability and control. It's just the ability to respond, right? So like just a really easy example of this is like once upon a time, my first job out of college, I worked in a role where I was like a receptionist. And so my responsibilities in that job were answering the phone. So a cue would happen. The phone would ring. And I was responsible. My response was supposed to be to pick up the phone and say hello and help the person find whatever they needed, right? It wasn't my job to solve all those people's problems, whoever called, right? I'm lowest person on the totem pole, right? So I'm supposed to be sending those calls to people who can help. I just need to know, who all the people are. So I send them in generally the right direction, right? It's not my job to solve the problems or give them answers. It's just my job was just to be responsible, responding to that cue that was happening. And I think sometimes we take responsibilities way too far, right? It's not about answering everyone's problems, not about controlling, not about solving. It's just saying there's a trigger, there's a cue that happens. Am I able to in some way respond to this? Right? Is it something where I can give input, I can share, I could give a solution or a potential solution, right? Is there something I can do or is there not something I can do? That's all being responsible is. So what are you responsible for right now? I want you to think, who are you responsible for right now? Of course, number one is always yourself. You're always number one on this list. You are responsible for yourself. If you can't take responsibility for yourself, if you cannot can't be accountable with yourself, if you don't take care of yourself, nothing else matters. What are you responsible for doing on a day-to-day basis right now? So what really are your minimum responsibilities, right? Think about what those actually are. Right? Like what is the minimum responsibility? Because I know that a lot of us are doing extra things, most likely, that we really don't need to be doing. So when you have that list of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis right now, what can you relinquish responsibility for right now? So meaning like you could ask somebody else for help. You could be like, hey, this person, can you do this now? Because I can't do this right now. This is not my responsibility. This is now going to be your responsibility. Where can you relinquish responsibility? And a good thing that I think I like to always remind, especially women, is if you're in a partnership, if there's that partner's supposed to be there to help support you as well. So even if, something used to be your responsibility, if you need help, right, because you're overwhelmed because of other new responsibilities, it is okay to ask someone for help and say, hi, partner, can you take care of this now? I would like to relinquish this to you, right? So remember, you have people that you can reach out to and share the load with. So what are you feeling responsible for that you really need to allow yourself to just totally let go of? So it's a little bit different than what you're going to relinquish, because maybe there are some things that you've been doing that, let's say, helping, making your kids lunch in the afternoon. Maybe that was your responsibility, and you can have a spouse that is home also from work because they're working remotely or whatever. And you could say, can this be your responsibility now? Because I'm very overwhelmed and I could really use help with that. So that's something you'd relinquish, because it's still, the kids need to be fed, right? So you're just relinquishing control. I'm talking about in this question, what are you feeling responsible for that you really need to allow yourself to just totally let go of? You're like, this is something I do not even need to worry about. Like, this is not a priority right now. This is not a responsibility that is important right now. What can you just totally let go of? And I want to say to keep it simple. Don't project yourself as being accountable for everything and everyone in your life. That's the recipe for overwhelm, right? And like I said, there's two sides of the spectrum here. You're either like got nothing to do and you're all alone, or you have so much extra things to do right now and you're never alone and you have everything you have to do right now. So do not feel as though you have to be accountable for everything going right in your world, right? I want you to release the things that you can, share the load with other people, and get very clear on what you actually are supposed to be doing, right? That's very, very important. Keep it simple for yourself, especially in this sort of time. Go a little slower. Keep it simple. Make it a little easier on yourself, whatever you can do. Now, next steps moving forward, right? I think the biggest next steps moving forward for this will be self-care and clarity for people, right? So I want you to prioritize time for yourself to rest, recharge, and manage your emotions, right? Because this is work. This is actual work, right? You taking care of yourself, that's the number one responsibility. Prioritize that. Take time for yourself to rest, recharge, and manage your emotions, because a burnt out person is not going to be the person who's able to choose the right thoughts to keep them in a more positive attitude right now. You're not going to be able to build up the defenses if you're just feeling exhausted. I want you to reset your routines based on the way things make you feel. So your routines are an opportunity to shift your energy intentionally. Don't feel the need to have to do like an hour-long morning routine just to earn yourself a good day. And I talked about this the other day on Instagram. I think I shared it on my blog as well. Or maybe I sent an email. I forget what it was, but I know it's on my Instagram, that I shared what my morning routine was like the other week. And my morning routine is very simple. It's just, wake up, do a meditation, right? I have like an audio meditation. I journal in my journal and drink water, right? And I know that seems maybe like a little bit too simple for people, because I think especially if you're on YouTube and you're doing all the YouTube influencer stuff, people's morning routines are like 10,000 steps, right? And it's like, oh, this is what you have to do if you want to feel good and start your day for success. No, I'm here to be like, no, stop. Stop in the name of love. No, that is not what you have to do. Yes, your morning routines, your evening routines, they're opportunities for you to set yourself up for success, right? In the morning, it could set your tone for the rest of the day. At night, it can help make sure that you're getting a good night's sleep. If you have a workday routine, it can help you make sure you're being productive. But you can always choose to shift at any time anyway. It's not like if you didn't start the day perfectly, the rest of your day has to be a failure. You can choose to shift at any time using this thoughts, feelings, action, model that we already talked about, right? But just choosing a different thought, choosing to feel better, choosing to make yourself feel better. So reset your routines based on how things make you feel. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Focus on, okay, I'm going to do this because it feels right. I'm going to do this because it actually makes me feel good in the morning. So something actually I've been doing recently that I haven't done in the past because of quarantine is I take a bath now in the morning. Like when I wake up in the morning, if I'm not feeling very good, if I need like a little bit extra, I will take my bath in the morning, like sit in the bathtub, because I'm like, oh, I feel better. I just like being in water. So, so I will do that in the morning. Now I might also take another bath or shower at night too, right? But I've shifted that part of my routine because I'm like, you know what? When I just get in the water, it just makes me feel like I've reset myself. So that's something that I will sometimes do as well, like as needed, as part of my routine. So focus on what makes you feel good, not what makes you think you have to do it or else you're a failure. Don't do something because you're like, oh, I saw such and such do it and they're successful, so if I do it, I'll be successful. You don't have to do all that. Keep it simple. Focus on the way things make you feel. And if something you're like dreading something, don't do it. Avoid it or change it, right? Change the way you're thinking about it, change the way you're doing the thing so that it's something that you can get behind. Ask yourself, what project, goal, or objective would you like to work on right now that would make 2020 feel worth it to you? So this is a very big question I have to ask. This is for your clarity for your next steps. If there was one thing you could be working on this year, or making progress on this year, or you complete this year, that would, you could look back and say, yeah, 2020 was really tough, but at least I did this. What would that thing be? I want you to journal that out. Okay. I want to know what that thing is, because that's the thing that you're going to want to focus on. So here's the journal prompt. If I was able to create one good thing with my time in 2020, what would it be? Okay. This is the clarity I want you to have so you can move forward. Okay. So we're coming to the end of our lecture here. What do you guys think? Are you feeling a shift? Do you feel validated? Do you feel like more prepared or inspired or motivated to keep moving forward in 2020? I really do sincerely hope you do, because that was my purpose in having today's class. And I want to know, are you ready for more? Okay. If you are aligned with me and my teachings and would like to go deeper on these topics and so much more, I have an offer for you. I want to help you get inspired, organized, and accountable with the Productivity and Planning Mastermind is an ongoing support that you need to get your thoughts, plans, dreams, and ideas out of your head and onto paper so you can get down to business creating your dream life. Are you a functional planner looking for support online? So much of the planner community is dedicated to pretty planning, but we functional planners are more focused on using our planners to keep our lives organized, to map out our goals, and to get to work making our lives happen. To me, functional planning is about learning to manage your time, energy, and expectations, and it goes far beyond setting up a cute planner. Functional planning, to me, is a way of life that requires strategy and ongoing development. So being productive as a functional planner starts with having the right tools for planning and knowing how to use them productively to outline successful plans to get you to your desired outcomes. That's one piece of this. Being productive as a functional planner means doing the work of personal and self-development to overcome your weaknesses and develop success skills that will last a lifetime. I don't ever think that learning functional planning is a one-shot thing. It's something that we work on. It's a personal development thing that we work on day after day after day, year after year after year. It's a constant journey, as is your life. And being productive as a functional planner requires a support system of like-minded people to keep you inspired and motivated day in and day out to do the work and get the job done. Imagine what you could achieve if you had the latest and greatest productivity strategies delivered to you as straightforward and enjoyable content. Imagine what you could achieve if you had access to planning tools designed based on time-tested time management strategy. Imagine if you had those sorts of tools, how much you could accomplish. Imagine what you could achieve if you had a community of like-minded functional planners all learning to plan, execute, and upgrade their lives together alongside you. Imagine what you could achieve with that. So I want to introduce you to the Productivity and Planning Mastermind. This is a monthly membership platform dedicated to delivering you the latest productivity tools, strategies, and skills inside a supportive group mastermind setting. So here's what you're going to get inside of the Productivity and Planning Mastermind. Number one, are live masterclasses. So each month, I'm going to host a live masterclass on a productivity, planning, or personal development related topic. So during these masterclasses, you will have the opportunity to chat with me and other attendees and ask me questions and Q&A and make sure that you're learning and integrating the information in a way that makes sense to you. So if you're like this sort of a class that we're doing right now, this is what we're going to be doing on a monthly basis inside of the membership. You're also going to get free workbooks and activities. So to accompany each masterclass, you will get access to downloadable class workbooks and materials with additional homework and activities to put the principles you learn into immediate action in your life and planning, right? So actual just things that you can take away from a class to also have so you can actually take action. I always love having downloadables. You're going to get access to a library of exclusive planner inserts and tools. So each month I will be creating new fun inserts and planner designs to share with you. You will get a first look at all my latest designs. You'll get a chance to test my latest products, and I'll share exclusive designs with you that I will not be sharing or have available anywhere else. And there's also going to be a private membership community. So not only does the Mastermind have its own dedicated membership website where all of our downloads and resources are housed, but we will also have our own private Slack channel so we can stay in touch via chat throughout the day. I'll be sharing extra content in the Slack channel so you can use it to share content as well. You can chat with your fellow Mastermind members and ask me additional Q&A as well. But don't miss out on these great bonuses as well. I've got some extra bonuses as well that are in addition to all of those points that I just made. So the first thing you get as a bonus when you sign up is a 12-week productivity and planning course. So when you join the membership, you get instant access to my 12-week productivity and planning course that will help you learn the essential strategies I teach for functional planning and achieving success. So this course is packed with 12 video classes, printable worksheets, and class materials to help you set goals, make plans, master habits, and much more. So this is in addition to what the monthly master classes will be. I already have a class that's in there, my master class it was my mastermind class. That is a 6-module course and then 6 additional lectures. And it's broken out as like a week by week, 12-week, 3-month, 90-day like accountability plan. Like it's a big skill building. It's really all of my functional planning methodology is in there. And it's something that you guys can dive into on demand on your own time and get all of that great information and resources that I have available in that course. Another great bonus I think you guys are going to love is a private book club. So for years, my community has been asking me to start a book club, and I'm pleased to announce that I will be hosting one from within the mastermind. So I'll be sharing with you guys all of my favorite books. Plus, each month I will choose a title that we can read together and share the key lessons from so that we're continuing our education on productivity and success together. So for those of you who are also interested in metaphysics and alchemy topics, don't worry, I've got you covered because we're definitely going to have those as well in the book club. So finally, we will do a book club together. We will have these, I'll have books for you guys to read and recommendations, and we'll review one of the books every month with like what I think are the big topics, and we can all chat about it, right, together and see what we learned. And, for me, reading is like one of the tenets of like success for my life. And so I want to make sure that I'm sharing that with you guys as well. And then the last bonus that I'm putting together in here is also a wellness support group. So I don't know about you, but I have certainly packed on the quarantine 15 since the pandemic began. And I'm on a mission to restore my health and wellness to a place that feels good to me. So many of you guys may know, if you've been following me for a while, that I lost nearly 100 pounds back in 2017 using the keto diet. And I would love to share more details of my wellness journey, recipes, and meal prep hacks with you guys inside the mastermind as well. So that's another aspect that'll be inside of the Slack community as well. So we'll have that course, you'll get the full course, that 12-week course, the book club will be in there as well, and we'll do a wellness support group. So there's a lot of things we're going to be doing inside of this awesome productivity and planning mastermind membership. So this is for you. If you love my content and products and have gotten a significant amount of value from following me on platforms and using my strategies, right? So if you're someone who's like, oh, I love the stuff you do, Alexis, I wish we could go deeper, this is the opportunity for you to do so. If you're a functional planner who's comfortable with using printable or digital planning tools, that's going to be something that's very important, or at least something you really want to think about, because I'll be sharing a lot of those within the mastermind group. Like I said, you guys are going to get a whole exclusive library of printables. Every month I'm going to make new things, and you guys can request from me things that you want, right? And I will be prioritizing your requests and putting those in to the resources section. Now, I would highly recommend that you are also curious and open-minded and love learning new and out-of-the-box philosophies to help you improve your mindset in your life, because that's what I'm all about, right? When it comes to my productivity and time management, I'm not just just very logical, business-minded productivity. I have a lot of out-of-the-box philosophies that I integrate. I do a lot of research and do a lot of reading, and I think about productivity in a vast spectrum of ways. And so if you're someone who just loves that, like has that curious mind, wants to learn all these different things, like how metaphysics plays into all of productivity and success and all of those sorts of things, then this is an experience that's for you. And this is not for you if you're not the biggest fan of me or my philosophies. And it's okay. I'm not offended, because to each their own. But if you're not someone who is excited about my content, loves it, and gets value, then this is probably not the membership for you. If you are focused on pretty planning and maybe scrapbooking with your planner, and you wouldn't really call yourself a functional planner, you might not get very much out of this, right? Unless you're open to, starting to move into the functional planning and really get things done, and goal setting and, project planning and just mapping out your days and things like that, then you're probably, unless you're interested in that, then this is probably not for you. And it's not for you if you're someone who is not comfortable interacting and sharing online. This is, of course, first and foremost, a community experience, which isn't for everyone, and that's fine. If you don't feel like, chatting in like a Slack channel is something that you're going to be up to, maybe it's not for you, right? If you're not comfortable using like the membership website to access these things, if you're not super comfortable with like a video class like this is like what we're going to be doing for the master classes. So, if you're not comfortable with that, don't feel like this is for you. And of course, I've got a whole bunch of frequently asked questions. I want to show them to you guys. We can talk about them briefly. I'm going to answer these questions for you guys, but you can also follow up and read them. The top link in the description of this video is to the sales page for the mastermind, if you're interested in signing up right now as I'm talking and you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And it'll share more of this information. So just want to make you aware of that. So one question, how long does this last? So this is an ongoing monthly membership situation. So you're going to be subscribed month after month, and I have no end in sight for this. So there is no end. This is like us working as a community, doing these things every month together. It's really like a great support group, productivity group for functional planners. How much does this cost? I'm going to show you in a second how much this costs, so we'll skip that. How long do I have access to the materials inside the mastermind? So as long as you are subscribed, right, a paying member, you have access to everything as much as you want for as long as you are subscribed, right? What is the refund policy for the mastermind, or can I cancel in the future? Absolutely. This is like a no strings attached sort of situation. So I will say this, once you've paid, right? Once you've paid, I'm not giving a refund. If you pay for a month, right? Like it's an automatic subscription. If you pay, I'm not refunding because this is all digital stuff. But you can cancel your membership at any time, no strings attached, no questions asked. We can cancel your membership if you're not getting the value out of it. And you can also pause your membership twice. So if you're like, there's a month where you're like, oh my God, I can't, like, I can't afford it or something like that for the month. And that's fine. We can pause it for whatever length of time you need, but you can do that 2 times during the course of your membership, or else we have to like re-register you from the beginning again. Okay. So how and when are the master classes held? So right now, I'm open to changing this stuff, but right now I have the master classes scheduled for the first Saturday of the month at 2 p.m. So if you were able to make this class, you're most likely going to be able to make the future classes, right? And it's only going to be like once a month. So if you have to like, reschedule things on the weekends, right? So that you have the time to attend live, hopefully you guys are going to be able to do that. So that's when the master classes are held. And we'll talk about it in the Q&A. I already have the first 3 master classes mapped out. So I know what we're doing in November, I know what we're doing in December, and I know what we're doing in January. And from in there, what I want to do is, what I'm hoping is in the group, you guys are going to be able to, I'll give you guys some options and you guys will tell me what you want me to do for the next month. You know what I mean? You guys can vote on what you want the topics to be. So I'm always giving you guys the value that you are seeking, right? And what happens if I can't make a class? No problem. There's instant replays available for the classes. Just like this class, there'll be an instant replay. If someone's, missing it or you had to dip out, you can always get the replays, and all of the old classes and the course materials and everything are going to be housed in the course website. So you're never going to miss anything. You'll always have reference to everything else that we've done. You can always come back to it. And again, you have unlimited access to everything for as long as you remain a subscriber. Okay, so if you join the mastermind today, it is just $22 a month. And I will say that I think it's the best investment that you can make for the future of your productivity and success. I am so excited. I hope many of you will consider enrolling today with me, and let's get started on this journey. So it is $22 a month starting out, and I am likely going to raise that in the new year. So I'm committing to leaving this price for now, but I am considering reevaluating this. So this is going to be like the introductory offer. It's not going to get any lower. And you can't check out with like coupons or anything. So it is $22 a month, reoccurring every month. And that's all it is. And we have like an amazing opportunity to learn and grow and interact together. And you'll have me basically in your pocket, to ask questions, and I'll be giving you guys extra content and all this stuff. And when we get to Q&A, we'll talk a little bit more about stuff. But let me really quickly wrap up with this, how you're going to check out. So the link in the description, the top link in the description, is going to take you to a sales page. Well, you're going to see all the key information that we covered today, plus testimonials, right? So there's more stuff on that sales page. So at any part on the page, wherever you see like an enroll now or a join now button, you can click that. You can go over to the listing for the membership on my shop. You can add it to your cart and you can check out. Very excited to announce this. Either one of 2 ways. You can put in credit card information. You can just enter it right now. I've now upgraded my site so that you can accept credit card payments directly on the checkout page. Or if you prefer to use PayPal, you can check out with PayPal. So either way, if you got a PayPal account and you want to use PayPal, great. If you have a credit card and you don't have a PayPal and you don't want to do PayPal, no problem. You can enter your credit card information on there. Now, what I do want to say is I don't think you should add anything else to your cart at this time. Just check out with the membership. No coupon codes will be accepted with this offer anyway. So just add this to your cart just in case. Like, we are kicking this off and I've tested a little bit, but I just want to make sure that no one, like if you add this to your cart and something else, I don't want you to accidentally be overcharged. So we're still working out. This is new for me and you as well. So we're working out the bumps to make sure, but everything looks fine on my end. I just want to be better safe than sorry. Okay. So just check out just the membership if you're interested in this right now. So we ensure that you're always being charged the right amount every month. So after the payment is processed, you will be redirected back to the shop where you should see on the page a link for downloading your welcome letter. So when you go back to the shop, you'll get a link to download the welcome letter. And if you miss the redirect back to the shop, this is if you are on PayPal, right? But this doesn't apply if you put your credit card information in. Once you process your credit card information, you shouldn't have a problem. But just in case something happens and you miss that page or you close out, you will be emailed a receipt invoice for your purchase. Inside the body of that email is a link to download the welcome letter. The welcome letter is a PDF that includes a link to register for the course website. And in the course website, there's directions for how you get into the Slack community. If you have any issues or questions, you can email me at alexis@strangecharmed.com, and I'm here to answer you. And one more thing I want to say about the pricing is that when you subscribe now at the $22 price, if I raise the price in the future, you keep your price. So your price is always going to be your price. So it's better to get in now, get in early, because if I do raise the price in the new year, then it's, you're not being affected by that. Okay. So you guys, let's go ahead and open the Q&A and we'll chat and we'll do our things. And let me really quickly go to here and scenes window, overlays. Going back here. Hello, welcome back to full screen. And let me get my comments. Awesome, you guys. Okay, so, oh, you know what I didn't do? I should do this now. Okay. Just putting a notice up. Click the link at the top of the description. Join the... Sorry, you guys. Add. Okay, here we go. So click the link at the top of the description to join the Productivity and Planning Mastermind. Can I make this? I'll just leave this like that, right? Can I put it up here? Can we do it there? I'll put it up here. I'll put it up on this corner. I like that. You like that? Okay, we're good. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the open Q&A for you guys. And let's see. I'm going to work backwards from where I am right now and then come back. So it looks like, is the Productivity and Planning Mastermind listed on her site? It is. If you go to, but it's at the top description. So if you go to the top of the description of this video, the description box, open it up. There is a link to go to the sales page. You hit enroll now, buy now, the enroll or join now, and it brings you to my shop. But if you go to the shop, it is a public option on the shop. I am pretty sure it should be. Yeah, I think it's totally visible on the shop. So if you guys are having problems, let me know, but everything should be in the shop. Let's see. Question, are the masterclasses going to be public on YouTube as well? No, these are just private for the people who join the masterclasses. This is just for this group. Okay. I'm going to go back. Kelly says, wow, that's an awesome price, Lexus. I hope so, you guys. I'm trying my best, right? So I want to make sure that I'm always adding value and giving you guys like the best experience possible. And I know that there's, other options for other communities that you can join and things like that online. I haven't seen one that's dedicated to productivity like this and planning like this. And, oh, you know what we'll do too? Oh my God, you guys, I'll show you what's in the group right now. I already have your October freebies. So I think I saw a question in there that was like, does this start in November? When you buy right now, you can go in right now and I've already put in October's freebies, right? So October, you have your freebies. There's not a dedicated masterclass. We'll call this the masterclass. So it was the first masterclass is free for the world to see. And you have downloadable resources in there and you can get on the Slack and we're going to talk immediately. We can start doing this immediately. If you want, I can pick a book for October. It's probably the end of the month. We can maybe just start that stuff in November if you don't mind. But the first official masterclass starts in November, but we are starting right now. You sign up today, we start right now. So let me show you. I think you guys will love it. I'm going to show you guys. Hold on, I got to move this out of the way. I want to show you guys some of the things that are in the group right now. I'm going to probably put more. This is the other thing too. So part of this is like, okay, I'm giving you guys like free stuff and stuff like that. Like stuff, some of this is going to be stuff that I can't sell, but I know you guys like and ask me about. So I want to have like a group of people I can share stuff with, like fun stuff with. So this is one of your freebies, this printable. It also comes in beige. I have it in black and beige. The dripping Chanel is in there. And I can give you guys whatever else that you guys like see in my planner that you like know I made. That's not like something that's like for sale in my shop. You know what I mean? Just like extra things. Where's the Louis Vuitton one? I have a Louis Vuitton one too. Is it not in here? Oh, I think I gave it to my mom. Okay, there's a Louis Vuitton logo one in there too. In black and in the beige. And where's the other lists? Hold on. I really should have organized these things earlier. But you've got those. The October freebies. Oops. What did I just do? The October freebies that were just like the freebies that I was offering, the dashboards and things like that. They're in there for you guys as well. Just so you guys can have instant access to them. So like this design. Here's the beige Chanel. Can you guys see that? Wait, where's the... You see it? That's the beige Chanel dripping. Got it in Louis Vuitton too, because I know some of us are Louis Vuitton desk agenda people. Where's October's? Where did I put you? There you are. The dashboard for October. Right? So there'll be one of these in there every month for you guys. A dashboard like this. This was these dashboards were things that I just started making. And these are a freebie that you guys will get in the group. So essentially, some of the freebies that I'm going to be putting in the group are things that you would just get anyway. But I'm going to be making a whole bunch of extra things for you guys. Here's another one. So I have this. This is printed on vellum. But this is my functional planning routines. So it's my daily planning questions, my weekly and my monthly planning questions. This is a good one. And then I also have versions of this. Where did I put them is where I want to know. I have versions of this that are half-page ones. This is my auxiliary binder. I keep like all my extra things in here. Where did I put it? I guess I could print another one, but just imagine these lists in like a half-page form. I mean, you guys will see it when you get in there, but that's in there. What else is in there? I'd have to pull up the page just to double check. But you guys are going to get a whole bunch of exclusive freebies that no one else is going to get. Like they're going to be in there that just not for anyone else. You guys are going to be able to test things. So like, I'm not sure which month I'm putting this in, but like I'm working on that lunar intentions bundle. Like people wanted like a manifesting with the moon sort of inserts. That's going to be in there. Like certain inserts I may put in there that I don't even share with the rest of my shop, that it'll just be inserts you can get from being in this masterclass. So let me talk to you guys about the classes that I already know what we're going to do. So next month's class, November's class, we're going to do a kickoff. So I want to do a planner brunch. So I think I've mentioned this to you guys before that I really wanted to do like a live class where we're like having brunch, like I'm making brunch, or we can sit and talk and like play with our planners and do like a plan with me and kind of do like functional planning stuff. So we could talk about the functional planning routines and go through all of that stuff together, just like a welcome, get to know you kind of a thing. December's class is going to be the New Year's goal setting workshop. So if you guys know, every year in December, I do a New Year's goal setting workshop. I'm only going to do it for you guys this year. So you guys in the membership group are going to be the ones who get it. And that includes the goal worksheets. I have some in here, I think. Oh, I hope that wait, do I have them in the other one? Those ones are going to be filled in. Let me get these ones. If you guys ever saw my 2020 goal planning worksheets, not in this section. I also have a set of manifestation worksheets that are not public that I've been using and testing. Here, so there's this this is the action plan page that comes with the 2020 goal setting inserts. If you've ever seen them, there's one like this that's for goals. This is the SMART goal breakdown. And there's another one that has like the monthly plans on them. So that would be coming with for 2021. I'm also giving you guys a bunch of, where is, I really should have just made a list. What else are you getting that month? Oh, you're going to get all of my end of the year 2021 calendars, right? So the calendar year on one page, the page, the year, the overviews and the trackers, if you're familiar with those. And I have a couple more trackers that I've actually designed for 2021 as well. You guys are going to get all that for free. And that's going to be stuff, like I said, I'm not going to be making it public. It's just going to be things that I'm designing for you guys and just sharing with this class. So the membership group. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. Let me get back to, and then January. Okay. So November, we're going to do a planner brunch, just decorate, introduce, what's going on, maybe lay out what's going on, talk about functional planning. December is the New Year's goal setting workshop, which, by the way, is usually a $49 class. Sometimes they bring it down to $29. So it's that class is paying for itself for the membership for the month. January is going to be vision casting and making vision boards. So we're going to sit down and do a class where we do vision boards together, and I will create a workbook to help you create a vision board and have printables that you can use to cut out and make a physical vision board, or we can do a digital vision board if you want. We'll go through all of that. And so those are the next 3 classes that I have planned. I'm going to just try to always have the next 3 planned out for myself. So let me go back. Okay. So Rachel says, oh my God, thanks for making this affordable during these times. Signing up now. Awesome. Great. Yeah. My goal really is I'm hoping that we get a bunch of people in there, and it's something that I can spend a lot of time and energy in there because we've got a nice group together. You know what I mean? Let's see. Sorry, I'm going back to questions, but if you had questions, maybe go just repost them. Teresa says she's feeling very inspired to move forward. Excellent, Teresa. TT says more validated and moving forward. Excellent. Let's see. Okay. You have a lot of comments. You guys are chatting a lot. I'm sorry. Well, not sorry because I was I was teaching, but okay. So I'm going to go back to where I think I was. Okay. So there's Rachel's comment. Okay. A lot of planner convo, which is awesome. Okay. LG's question about the masterclass is public. If you're looking to build a business with a creative entrepreneur base, check out her creative planner. So my planner is called the CEO Strategy Planner. There's the Charm Life Master Planner, and my business planner is called the CEO Strategy Planner. That would be up on my shop too. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is starting November. Will I need to purchase your planner for the mastermind? Nope. Nope, you can use whatever you want. Whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. So Maria says, I'm confused. The mastermind and the masterclass is different. So the mastermind is what I'm calling this entire experience. So the productivity and planning mastermind is this monthly subscription membership that we're going to do, where we're going to be focused on productivity and planning and time management and success and hitting our goals together. So it's think of it like an accountability group with a lot of different topics we're going to talk about. Now, when you sign up, let me get some water in my throat. Getting hoarse. Sorry, you guys. Sorry. I know this is annoying. Okay, so when you sign up, you will get access to a full course called the Productivity and Planning Mastermind course. That's just something you get as a bonus. That's all the foundations of what I teach. Now, within this mastermind membership, every month, I'm going to be hosting a fresh mastermind, a master class with you as well. So you are going to get a new class every single month with me, another experience like this live where we can talk, interact, and we're going to be teaching, I'll be teaching on a specific topic. So does that make sense? And we're also going to have like, obviously like an ongoing support group. So imagine like if someone had a Facebook group, right? I just don't like Facebook. So I'm not doing a Facebook group. We're going to be in my Slack channel. So Slack is an app that I think more and more of you are becoming aware of right now because a lot of companies use it for communications. It's like a chat app that teams and companies use. And it is going to, that's where we're going to be talking. And inside of there is going to be like different chat rooms for different topics. So there'll be one on the books, there'll be one on the wellness, and I'll add as many channels as we need. So we have like all of our topics broken out. So that is what it is. Let me know if you have any other questions, you guys. I want to make sure this is super clear. So will this help someone who struggles with ADHD and anxiety? So the way that this is phrased, I want to be very clear. Like I said, this is not to create any outcomes of therapy or any sort of things for people who have challenges, right? So this is not like a therapeutic thing that we're doing. This is just a support group for like-minded planner people who enjoy the content that I produce like this, right? So if you enjoyed today's video and you felt like as someone with ADHD and anxiety, if you're someone who likes functional planning, and if you're not familiar with what that is a term that I coined several years ago. You can go through my channel and there are functional planning videos, and it's my methodology for how I plan and use my planner to get things done. Not necessarily to decorate, not necessarily to scrapbook, but how I map out my goals and objectives so that I'm being the productive, successful person that you see in front of you today. So, if you have ADHD and anxiety, are you welcome? Absolutely. Have other people with ADHD and anxiety had used my products and learned things and learned tools and strategies and things like that to help them move forward? Yes. This is not like a therapeutic thing. It's not going to solve ADHD. It's not going to solve your anxiety. That's why I had that disclaimer in the beginning that this is, please seek professional attention. It sounds like if you have those formal diagnoses, you probably have seen someone, which is great. So this isn't for solving any particular issue. This is for having a deeper experience and having a group of like-minded people to learn from and share from. And if you like my content, this is an opportunity for us to go deeper. So for someone who has all of your productivity products, i.e. the planner, the CEO, etc., would the content be based on these, working on these, or just something different? So what I would say is it's not, you're not going to need any of those tools to join the classes to plan. We're going to be talking about strategy in general that hopefully you can use in any planning system that you have. What I would say is, like today's class, this class that we did today, this is an example of something that you would get within this mastermind, where I'm teaching on a specific topic in order to help you guys move forward. I'm sharing strategies. I'm sharing some tools, some journal questions, mantras, things like that you can use that now you have under your belt as strategies to help you move forward for challenges in your life. Next month's class is going to be the New Year's goal setting planning workshop. If you've ever been to that before, if not, it is a goal. We are going to break down our goals together and get them mapped out and planned for 2021. So these are going to be extra, like these are topics that no matter what planner you use, what system you use, I'm hoping you can integrate with your system. Of course, like obviously there's some planners where you're probably going to need like an extra notebook or something because like a day designer, just has like a monthly or a weekly, you know what I mean? Or like an Erin Condren only has like the boxes, I have project planning and things like that, but I'm going to be sharing with you guys extra worksheets and resources and things like that so that whatever you need to complete the class, I will always have the worksheets available. Or it's something where you just need a notebook or just like your general planner. Does that make sense? So you don't have to be using my tools in order to go through all these things. I will be producing the worksheets that you need to get the job done with each class. If you have my strategy, my planners and things like that, then you're great. You're set perfectly, but it's not necessary. You will have access to me personally in so much as in the chat, in the Slack chat, you are able to ask me questions. You're able to send me direct messages. So it's like a chat. It's like having text messaging with me, but you're not texting directly to my phone. You're texting to the Slack, and you're able to ask me questions directly. So yes, you will have personal access to me. Will you be able to call me on the phone whenever you want? No, but you can send me messages in Slack and I will respond. You can ask questions in Slack. I will respond. I'll be adding extra content in there. And obviously when we do the lives like this, how I'm interacting with you now, we're having personal one-on-one time, Dawn, aren't we? Like in a way. So this is, you're just going to be getting more of this within the membership. Okay. Yes, it's going to be productivity, mindset, manifestation, all of the things that I talk about in my content, we're going to be doing more of in there. Everything that I give is going to be printables, correct? Because I only design printables. So it's like print on demand things for your planner. Let's see. Yeah, so if you're looking to print on vellum like I am, I order vellum on Amazon. Yep. Is the masterclass included in the Mastermind membership? Yes. The masterclasses that I'm going to be hosting every month are going to be in the membership for free. You get them as part of the membership. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. It looks like I got, okay, maybe someone sent the same question again. Okay, sorry. The mastermind and the master classes are different. No, they're different aspects of the same experience. It's a subscription-based membership. So you're going to have membership. You're going to have access to a full productivity course. You're going to have access to every month. We're going to have a call together that's a class similar to this, not the same topic, but similar to what we're doing right now. Does that make sense? Would this class be helpful for non-business patrons? Yes. This is not specifically business focused. So if you are someone who has a business and you want to join this productivity mastermind because you want the extra accountability and things like that, yes, absolutely. This is a place for us to hang out, but this is for everyone. This does not have to be someone who has business goals. We're not going to be talking specifically about business strategy. We're going to be talking about planning, productivity, habits, routines, developing all of these positive things, controlling our mindset. We're going to be reviewing books, and we're going to be talking about what we're learning from different books and different materials. We're going to be talking about how we're eating well and how we're, recipes and how we're doing meal planning and things like that. We're just going to be talking about different strategies for success across various areas of life. I'm having trouble checking out on the shop. Should I send you an email? Sure. But if you guys are having, has anyone successfully checked out? I'm not checking my emails to see what's going on right now, but yeah, it looks like a bunch of you have successfully subscribed. So yes, Catherine, if you're having issues, please let me know. Or if you want to say where you are now, it could be helpful for some people if someone else is having an issue with the troubleshooting. So Catherine says, as a diagnosed, I don't like that. We're gonna skip this. As a diagnosed, empowered, beautiful businesswoman with ADHD, my products, Alexis's products, are her go-to to keep her mind semi-ordered every day. So hopefully, if anyone else has, like I said, there are people in my community who have ADHD, have anxiety things, ADD, things like that. ADD and ADHD are two different things. So I hope I said both of them. So there are people who get value out of what I teach as well. So. Yes. Okay. So you're just looking for productivity and organization. That's great. Perfect. Awesome. That's it, Dawn. I just wanted to specify because you brought it up, will this help me solve my ADHD or something like that? I wasn't sure. I just want to make sure because you never know on chat what people are meaning sometimes. So LG says, I have ADHD. And I can say that Alexis's planner is the only one that has helped me accomplish more. Follow her systems on how to use it. Yeah, it's not medical advice if her claim. Exactly. So Edie's saying she's also having an issue. So you know what might be happening right now, to be truthful, is it might be too many of you guys processing orders at the same time. So hopefully my site didn't crash, But if you're having an issue right now, I would recommend trying it a little later, like maybe setting an alarm for an hour and trying it again. Sending me an email for sure, and I'll make sure that we get you checked out. But that may be what's going on right now. Like I said, I added that functionality, so now you guys can actually check out with a credit card. And if that's that might be that too many people are processing at one time. So that could be what's going on right now. It might be kicking some of you out or failing you. So don't try too many times. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want you to continue trying to process orders and then like the same person has like 3 orders. And I will go in after this class and I will make sure that no one's duplicated an order. I will unsubscribe anyone who has a duplicate order. I promise you, we will take care of you. I'm a real person. I'm not trying to steal anyone's money. I want to give you guys what you pay for and make sure you're having a great experience with me as always. But that is what I think is probably happening right now. Let's see. Okay, great. Sounds good. Maria says, your products are the best ones. Alexis, thank you. Ready to join. Excellent. Thank you so much, Maria. Yeah, if you guys love what I'm doing, if you love my products, if you love these classes, if you read my blog and you're like, oh, these blogs are great. If you follow me on Instagram, you're like, wow, she's sharing some great content. This is more of that. This is me and you and all of us in the community moving forward together with our productivity. So Amy says, what size are your printables? So I make the printables various sizes. I usually focus on half letter A5 and personal size. So yeah, that's what I try to focus on the most. So some of the inserts that I have right now that are over on for October, certain designs you don't need, like the dashboard, I don't need to have it in 2 sizes really, because you can use that with a personal as well. But if there's anything, that you guys are like, hey, I need, Alexis, make sure this is a personal, let me know and I can adjust things. Like I said, I'm going to be taking your requests in the group. Like I will put a channel in there that's like printable requests. Like if you're like, Alexis, I would love a printable that looks like this. Is this something you could do? Right. And I'm not promising I'm going to deliver everything you guys ask for, but I do want to know what you want and what you need, because I would like to solve those problems for you within the group. That's the point of the group. Right. So, most of my designs are, half letter or personal, or they can be easily sized to be bigger. Half letter can go to letter A4, things like that. So that's the sizing system that I use. But I also have directions on my shop for how to print things at like happy planner size. So is there a deadline to register to start in November? Just be there before the class, right? If you want to join the master class, you have to sign before the master class. Like this isn't an offer that's closing. This is always going to be available. I just may not always offer it at this price. Depending on how the next couple of weeks and months go, the price may go up. I do realize I priced this very well, which is so. So Rachel says, I don't have a business and I found immense value in her products, even the business-driven ones like the CEO Planner. Our lives and our businesses. We are our own CEOs. That's true. You are the CEO of your life, Rachel. Awesome. Let's see. Brandy says, I've always stopped short of pulling the trigger because I always felt because I write and am not offering a webinar or online business such that it might not be for me, is it? So this, I will say this again, that this is not for business people specifically. I have a course called Empire Building, and right now has a business accelerators group going on that some people here in the class are part of that group. So these are my business builders, right? This mastermind we're talking about today is for everyone. No matter if you run a business or not, no matter if your business is being a writer, being an author, or if it's someone who is selling products online or services online, or like me, digital products and services and memberships now, right? So that these are 2 different things. But Brandy, if you have any questions, please send me an email and let me know your situation, and I can absolutely go deeper in with you on what is right for you if you're looking for different options. So Kelly says, as a writer, I still like to use her products to help me stay on track in other aspects. I find a balance between my life and my writer life. Excellent. Cool. Thank you. I love having you guys instant testimonials in here. It's very helpful, you guys. It says, I admire your marketing and branding expertise. Would be interested in that if that is in your scope. So if you're looking for my marketing and branding and all of that, that's empire building. So that's a different opportunity than what we're talking about here today. So that's a different opportunity, but send me an email and we can talk about it, because I could get you into like the next round of empire building or something like that. So we could talk about it. Oops. Yes, you will be grandfathered into the price. Yes, there are two questions at the same time came in. If you join now, you are grandfathered into the $22 price. Correct. Now, I will say this. If you cancel your membership, okay, so remember, you have the opportunity to pause your membership if you want to, and that's fine. Everything should stay the same. If you cancel your membership totally and rejoin at a later time, then you are subject to whatever the current price is. Right? So, but if you subscribe now for the $22 a month and you keep going, you're golden. You're good. How long we do this for. I hope we do this for a long time. I really, really, really think that this is going to be an awesome opportunity. I'm really psyched about it. I'm really excited to be able to do these one-on-one classes with you guys and to really dive deep on some of the things that I might not put in like my normal content. And just be able to walk through with you guys and really give you guys a level of access to me through like that direct messaging in the chat that people just don't have right now. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited. So Spartan is also having trouble checking out. I will reiterate what I said before. Very likely, because there's very many of you right now on this call and very many of you are checking out right now. I think it's give it a few minutes or like maybe a half hour, an hour, and come back to this. Right now, we're having a huge influx of people. So I think that's really what's going on. Yeah, I think that's likely what's happening right now. Yeah. But yeah, we can keep trying. If you want to send me an email and let me know that you're having issues signing in, we can kind of work through this, like later if it's, so I can remind you and I can make sure you get the links again and stuff like that. And I can make sure and verify everything goes through on your end. Yeah, I think it might be if you wait, you guys. So a bunch of you I think this has happened to me before where I've sent if I've sent like a freebie out or something and too many people are downloading it at once. This is one of the reasons why I don't put tons of my freebies on the shop anymore at one time. Like new things go out via email because we have crashed the site before. Now, nothing has crashed now. It looks like we're still up and running, but it could happen. It happens when there's too many people. Awesome. I'm so excited. LG says, Mercury retrograde. You know what's so funny? I knew I was launching this and I knew it was Mercury retrograde, but I'm going to tell you guys. Mercury retrograde doesn't apply to me. And the reason it doesn't apply to me is because I was born during a Mercury retrograde. So if you're born during Mercury retrograde, I think Mercury retrograde does not affect you so much. So maybe you guys are having issues, but not me. It's a joke. I'm just playing around. But yeah, but if you guys if you guys need anything, if you do have trouble checking out, send me an email and I'll just help you work through it. I don't want anyone to lose the opportunity right now. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep. The moderator is handy. Exactly. Thank you so much to Kelly. Okay, you guys, does anyone have any other questions about what we were talking about? Now, I know we're talking about the mastermind. I want to make sure you guys got value from today's class and understand that, right? What we talked about. So does anyone have questions pertaining to, someone said they may have 3 orders. Send me an email and let me know. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to look you up by Spartan Girl. So send me an email and with your email that you checked out with and your name, and I can check and I can get you whatever you did. I'll make sure you guys are back to normal. Catherine says, Alexis, thank you for another helpful class. I'm so glad this was helpful. And again, if you guys have questions, let me know. If you guys have any questions about what we talked about, I know we're talking about the mastermind right now. I just want to make sure you guys are getting the information. And if anyone is joining in, it looks like we might have some people who are joining in now a little bit late, right? We're at the end now. you can absolutely. I think you should be able to actually, even though if you're watching this live, you should be able to scrub back. So you can actually click the little the time marker for where you are in the class and pull it all the way back to the beginning and watch from the beginning, so that you can watch the class from the start. And of course, as soon as we're done, after a few minutes, this class will be popped up like one of my normal videos, so you guys can watch the replay. And this is available openly for you guys. Great question. When is billing? Whatever day you sign up, you're going to be billed every 30 days from that. So signing up today, you'll get billed again 30 days from now, automatic. Now, I think depending on what there is an option on my back end where I think I can change your billing. You may be able to change your billing when you go into the membership thing, the thing you pay, right? And you can go log into not into the course website this is, but this is from the shop. The shop and the website, my course website, are two different domains. But you should be able to go into your account in my shop and see your subscription details. And you may be able to change, depending on what your options are. If you checked out with your credit card or with PayPal, you might be able to change the date that things are billed. Might be able to. But it should be, the default will be 30 days from today. So you'll always be around next month might be what, the 16th then, not the 17th, whatever, that is. Hope that makes sense. And you guys, this is new for me. So I've been, like I said, we tested the system out, so I know it works. I just, obviously having people in there and a whole bunch of people, signing up and subscribing, that's going to be new, a new experience for me with this. So, we will work everything out. Don't you worry. No one's going to get duplicate charges. I will refund anything. If you guys by accident signed up multiple times, we'll take care of it. I absolutely will, you guys. Yes. So the classes, someone asked about the class. It looks like there was a question. I'm not seeing it, but the classes, this master class and all of the ones that we do within the when you subscribe are going to be recorded and available ad nauseum for you. Okay. So Dawn said this is the time. This time is best for you. Good. So then you're good. You're already on your perfect schedule then. So, okay. Did I miss anyone else's questions? I'm sorry. There's just a lot of conversation and I am seeing, yeah, so here it is. Being in Australia with the class be viewable later. Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. Yes. Chris said, Alexis, fabulous as always. Thank you so much. Okay, so you guys, we've been on for 2 hours. Let me know. Any other questions? Or do you guys want to dip out now? It's 4:00 for me. I got to start thinking about dinner. Got to do some meal prep. And as you guys are the first group of people in, like I said, in the Slack community and things like that, we're going to be building it out. So it's a little bit bare bones in there right now, but I will build it out after this class and ongoing and things like that. So we'll always have a place to have our very specific, chat room threads. So hopefully, just want to give you guys, okay, LG. So LG is one of my empire builders, my business accelerators, and she loves the Slack community as well. So you guys are going to get a similar community. You're not going to go into that group. You're going into another group, but Slack is great and wonderful if you're not familiar yet. But in the membership website, when you log into your membership website after you create your account, you will see there's a page all about the Slack and there's a video about getting started with Slack. So if you're totally new to Slack, watch the video. It's not me, it's another gentleman who did a whole half-hour class on how to use Slack. So all of your questions will be answered by that. But yeah, okay. I think you guys are ready to go then. We're good? Okay. Well, I hope you had a wonderful class. Thank you guys so much. I cannot wait to see many of your faces inside of the membership. Send me an email if you need anything. If you're having trouble checking out, I do think that right now as we're going live, it's probably just an overwhelm in my system and it's probably kicking some of you out. So don't worry. It's not something that's going to sell out, right? Because there's enough spots for everybody. We will get you taken care of. And yeah, have a wonderful day, you guys. And I'll see you guys soon. See ya. Bye.